Now, when we send a movie for the Oscars, are we sending a movie to win the Oscars, or are we sending a movie that truly represents Indian cinema? So it's a big question, you know. And let's imagine, let's understand there are two kinds of cinema in this country. Okay. Every country is known from the music it listens to. The music it listens to. Okay? What is the music the whole of India generally listens to? It is the film music. Every other country in the world has their own music industry. Especially if you take the West, they have pop culture, they have rock stars. So their music stars are much bigger, much higher, and they are constantly supplying the music that a country needs. Okay? So the music industry and film industry are two separate entities all across the globe, except India. So in India, a filmmaker is also owning the responsibility of supplying music to the majority of Indians in this country. So it actually creates two kinds of cinema. Okay? Out of the 1,200 movies that we make every year, 7 to 8% of the films are commercial, big ticket success. 7 to 8%, imagine. And out of those 1,200 movies, maybe less than 10, or maybe less than 20 films that come from all the regional spectrum of the country are original movies. When I say truly and honestly original movies, you know. So India by itself poses so much of challenge in identifying which of these 20 movies or 10 movies from 12 out of these 1,200 movies to represent India. I mean, let me take a very specific example of Guneet talking about Lunchbox. Lunchbox had its own. Lunchbox didn't get selected from India as its entry. But in that year, there's a small film made by NFDC, a Gujarati film, called The Good Road. The Good Road went to the Oscars. Okay, it had no chance, but the committee picked up that film instead of a Lunchbox. The Lunchbox was also an independent production, filmmaker, producer, independent film. Good Road was also an independent film. So these two independent filmmakers were fighting each other. Okay, that we didn't get the chance. But I felt that year the committee had taken a very, very decisive decision that we have to send a film which committee. I mean, every committee is a quasi-judicial decision. They felt this is the film that we should send this year. You know, irrespective of the fact that whether it win or don't win. But this is a film that should represent the country this year. I think that is it's a huge philosophical decision, which the diversity of this country and the polemics of filmmaking in this country, understanding all that, it's a huge decision. And I stand by that decision. It doesn't have to be looked at. I mean, RRR had its own veracity and its own power, muscle power, money power to go and run for Academy Awards, because all the mainstream cinema that is releasing today, whether it is Telugu film, Tamil film, Malayalam film, Hindi films, all those films that are releasing, they are also having a US, UK, Canada, Australia, GCC country releases. So we are eligible to be at the Oscars if we have the money power to do the campaign. But now, last year we had 170 films from all across the globe in the foreign film category. Now, looking at all that, you know, selecting, and I don't think films that are getting selected in the foreign film category needs a huge campaign. You know, I'll tell you the selection process. I've been in the committee, I've been in the judging committee quite a few number of times, and it's a 4-tier process. Last year we had 170. It's a huge thing. So we had a 3-tier process. You know, so a committee divided into 4 categories: A, B, C, D. And each one of us would be, each of these categories voluntarily join as the jury members. Would watch 15 films, and each committee will select 15 films, and then all of us will watch it together, then select a 15. So first 15 prepared like that. Out of the first 15, then comes the nomination. So once the nomination comes, then it goes for general voting. I think the campaign is only required when it is put it out for the general voting for in the foreign film category. So that's where the campaign matters.
But doesn't that, then Guneet's point becomes very logical that for anything and not just in a film awards, a country should send a candidate which has the maximum potential and chance to win, be it sports, be it films.
I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you because then what about a small little film which is made in an innate corner of India is chance to represent India. It may not have traveled in the festivals. It may not have any other way. See, I am of the belief that, let me quote Ritik Ghatak in this. Ghatakka said, the most nationalistic we become, the most universal we become. You know,